Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wonder why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I've been on the way up cause I know I'm popping. Hits, no misses. Clean up like the dishes. Ain't no point telling me to stop cause I won't listen. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give him hell cause I don't know better. I'm a born winner. I'm going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to make me ever give up. Let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm getting close. I can taste it. I'm going up like a spaceship. I'm shaking the ground. I'm making it loud. I go to work when nobody's around. It's time to get it. It's time to go. It's time to shine. It's my time to blow.
It's Wednesday, which means it's time for the Stand Up Fight Invitational Series with the Slingshot Racing League. We're here tonight for 110 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got a great field of drivers here competing for the win. I'm Sky Shrek, and joining me in the Slingshot TV booth tonight is Sal and Kobe, keeping us going. Tonight we're bringing you live racing action from Charlotte. Sal, tell us a little bit about this track.
Yeah, so this was a track that almost never was. After opening in 1960, owners discovered massive amounts of granite that needed to be removed on the property, a super expensive process, and as a result, they ran out of money in less than a year and later declared bankruptcy. But fortunately for us, track owners were able to work quickly to raise the capital needed to get the speedway moving and get things floating back in the right direction, and it's become what it's become today, one of the keystone crown jewels in the sport. So what are these drivers going to have to do tonight in order to make sure they don't go bankrupt on the track and make it to the finish up front?
We're gonna see tonight. Speed is everything here at Charlotte. You always see a little bit of multi-groove racing at this track. Quite a bit of action here. You can run the low line, you can run the top line. Really anything goes here. This ARCA car has also had a new aero package put onto it. This Gen 4 car has had a new aero package put on. So a lot of these drivers don't really know what to expect here. And the first real test of that is going to be tonight in your 4th race of the season at Charlotte.
Yeah, it's something about that aero package real quick. Just able to take the air off the spoiler in these with this new update. So that's definitely something that's going to allow these drivers to manipulate the cars in front of them in a different way that they haven't had a chance to do all season long. And like you said too, tires are going to be a huge factor here. Charlotte is such a delicate track. You got to put an egg under that throttle pedal and really make sure you get it done right.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick look at our points here after the first 3 races of the season. Aaron Smith in that 70 currently sits up front, has 1 win to his name, 9 points ahead of the 49 of Devin Jack. Chris Smith sits 3rd in the points, Scotty Sobczak in 4th, and Rye Jones sits 5th. For the rest of the top 10, it's Matt Kuntz, Patrick Colby, Josh Ward, Justin Wilson, and Jacob Phillips. And then rounding out your top 15 is Chris Pierce, Laura Wiseman, Johnny Rapp, Peter Stewart, and Ryan Hinkle. So far in this young season, only 3 races in here to our schedule. Daytona won by Brian Brobst. Aaron Smith brought it home at Atlanta. Scotty Sobczak ultimately took the win in our most recent race 2 weeks ago at Bristol. So a lot of stuff still up for grabs here over the course of this season. Multiple grooves is going to be a real story of the night tonight. You can run the high lane, you can run the low lane, you can run the middle lane here. I think it really all depends on what that new aero package is letting these drivers do, and if they feel comfortable running some of those higher up the track lanes when they don't really know what their car is going to do as well as they would like. Tires always very important at Charlotte. This is a night race, so we're not going to see as hot of a track temp as we might see during the day. That'll keep tire wear a lot lower than it would usually be, but it's still going to be a factor tonight. You can't make a mistake in the pit lane. Under green flag stops, it can be quite easy to have problems here at this track. You got to stay perfect. You got to keep it clean. And long run speed will always be a factor at Charlotte. Looking for a pretty clean race tonight, and if we have that, you got to make sure you're there over the end of the run.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting. And the fact that this is a night race too, the tire wear, being able to save and have that speed, it's going to make for an exciting finish. I can tell already.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a good one here tonight. These drivers are making it through a quick 5-minute warm-up session here. Last chance to kind of check the car, check the tires, make sure they've got everything driving it just the way they want it to. And when they finish that up, we will be ready to go for our 110 lap race tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to send it to a quick, not a quick commercial break, a quick national anthem break. And when we come back, we'll have qualifying results and the race. Stay tuned.
Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wonder why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
We are back here for the Queen City 165 at Charlotte, and we've got your starting lineup ready to roll here as these drivers hit the grid. On pole, it's Aaron Smith, and it's an all-Smith front row because the 28 of Chris Smith is going to be rolling off right alongside him. The 49 of Devin Jack goes from third, the 8 of Braxton Deweese from P4. Row 3, Patrick Colby in the 87, Jacob Phillips in the 56. And then going back through your top 10, it's Samuel Stoner in the 65, Johnny Rapp in the 52, Laura Wiseman in the 84, and Brian Brobst in the 11.
Following behind them in the 58, it's Justin Wilson, the 23 of Zachary Mitchell in 12th. Scotty Sobzak, last race's winner, starts it off in 13th this week. It's Rye Jones in the 91, always fast. He'll start from 14th. It's Robert Brobst in 15th. Derek Fike, Paul Thomas, Steve Vest, James Danforth, and Jay Leach wrap out the top 20.
And then you got 5 more starters back from there. Sean Johnson rolls off 21st in the 32. Benson Weaver in the 22nd. He was your last car to take a time. Jay Heichman, Peter Stewart, and Matt Kuntz. None of those drivers taking a time tonight, and they will all roll off from the back of the field. Caution has been extended by 1 lap here, so we're going to do 1 extra lap under the pace car before we get ready to go tonight at Charlotte. Quick race analysis here. This is a 110 lap race. As we mentioned, 3 tire sets available. 1 is currently on the car, and then 2 are back in the pits. So these drivers are going to have to be wary of that. If we get an early caution, say lap 20 or something, whether or not to take those tires early on is going to be a huge factor here in the strategy down to the end of this race. Track temperature only 74 degrees. That's pretty low, and that will help to keep some life in these tires in comparison to if this was a hotter racetrack. I think we will see some drivers maybe benefit from that here tonight. Anything you're watching out for, Sal?
Yeah, I'm absolutely watching for the different strategies on the tires and the ability that these drivers are going to have to deploy different types of strategies throughout the race. You know, there's a couple of unknowns that we come into this race with, and that's one of them being the update to these cars and how they'll perform, and these drivers having to adjust to that. But also, the nighttime condition really allows them to get flexible and do different things. I think it's interesting you see drivers who chose not to take a time, choose to stay in the back. Maybe they're choosing to save tires and make a late run. And I see a lot of usual suspects up there at the front. That banana machine, that yellow number 70 of Aaron Smith, always looking forward to seeing him and the rest of them run up at the front there and get the job done.
We will see how this shakes out here. Drivers will roll out of turn 2, and they'll get ready to go in just a moment. for the start of this race. On the front row, it's going to be Chris Smith, and it's going to be Aaron Smith rolling off P1 and P2. Aaron Smith, your points winner, looking to grab his second win of the season here tonight. Chris Smith currently sits third in those point standings, looking to grab his first win. Devin Jack in third, sits second in the points. He wants to jump Aaron Smith tonight, and Braxton Deweese has not had the start to the season he would want. He sits 18th at the moment, but he's rolling off 4th tonight. This could be his chance to turn his season around and get himself further up the grid. Pace car will peel in out of 4. It's Aaron Smith. It's Chris Smith. We're going to slide down into the restart zone, and we're green at Charlotte.
A great restart there as they get through the front stretch of the track. They're 3 wide some parts of this track. Oh, and they're already wrecking. Oh, that's going to collect.
Turn 1.
Yeah, that's
we got
unfortunate.
some huge damage there. Rye Jones, one of the top drivers in this series, totaled on lap 1 here. Contact with Scotty Sobzak, another driver high up in the points, and Zachary Mitchell. Both heavily involved in that one. There's some big hits all around. See that right there? The 67 of Derek Fike destroyed in that accident. Heavy damage for Steve Vest as well. 5 or 6 cars there taking huge hits. You can see that Ryan Jones is trying to force it through the middle there, and it just ends in disaster. Those are some big hits, considering those cars weren't even going close to top speed. They hadn't even made it really down to turn 1 yet.
Yeah, that's going to play a huge factor in the points, but it's going to do a lot of damage here. And these guys are going to be sitting in the pits for a long time, I think, after that kind of a wreck. Really, a unique choice from Rye Jones to try to push it 3 wide going into the first turn on the first lap of this one. Probably a little over aggressive for this stage of the race. I know he's racing for points and he's always quick, and you want to get those positions as quickly as possible. But when it turns out to not look so good on pit road, you can either look like a genius if it works, or the opposite if it doesn't. And these guys are going to be spending some time thinking about it now, getting repairs done.
Yeah, we will see how this shakes out, but I have to imagine for some of those drivers, they're going to be sitting in the pits for quite a while here to the end of this race, and we will see how that all shakes out when this is all said and done. But Rye Jones, Scotty Sobzak, all of those drivers are going to have some problems here if they can't get it off pit road in the overall point standings tonight.
So one of the keys to the race every week, one that we don't really have to talk about, but surviving the race, that's always a key. And it's making sure that you can get out of here in one piece. We see it week over week. These drivers, very experienced here in the SRL league and running one another, but these races are super competitive. This is a talent level, skill level that is extremely high, and these guys want all wins. So it's, when push comes to shove, it's making sure you can bring her home with the nose pointed in the right direction. So always part of this, what makes this league so exciting.
And these cars will get right back racked up here under this caution. It'll be pretty much the same top 8 or so cars there, back to Rye Jones where that wreck started, which was right around the kind of 12th, 13th, 14th area of the grid. No one really had a chance to swap positions besides like 1 or 2 there because of how early that wreck happened. So it's still going to be Aaron Smith in front, Chris Smith next to him on that front row, and then you've got Devin Jack, Braxton Deweese, Patrick Colby. Samuel Stoner did actually pick up a position, managed to go 7-6. Jacob Phillips dropping the position, going 6-7 there, but pretty much everybody else is in the same position. We have our first official DNF of the night. Zachary Mitchell has disconnected from the session. He is done. Scotty Sobzak just now coming out of the pits, but he has no nose on that car, and he's lapped. Rye Jones, Derek Fike are both a lap down and still in the pits, so I don't think those cars are going to get it back out and rolling anytime soon here. You've also got Steve Vest rolling around at the back of the field. He doesn't have a nose on that car either, so some damaged cars just trying to get some points right now.
Everyone was just so inspired by the the modified race at New Hampshire this weekend that they just want to all run around with no fenders on the front. That's a nice homage, but not so great for the performance here.
No, I think that's what we would call not ideal for the aerodynamics on those cars who are
certainly
who are going through it right now. It's going to be Aaron Smith up front. It's going to be Chris Smith next to him. And we're going to get another try here to start the race clean and green and see what these drivers can do. It's like a whole fresh start here, minus about 4 cars who got caught up in that turn 1 melee. Let's try it again. 2 Smiths are going to roll down into the restart zone as the pace car pulls off at a 4. It's going to be Aaron Smith hitting the restart zone first. He jumps. We're back green at Charlotte.
Sorry, just holding my breath there. As we're getting through turn 1. These guys and girls, everybody keeping it straight here. Aaron Smith with a great jump on that restart. He's already doing what we've seen him do week after week when he gets to the front of the field, and that's put a gap between himself and the drivers behind him. We'll see how long it takes and how hard they'll have to push this car. Chris Smith, not a patient guy, wants to be up front, wants to lead this race. We'll see how many laps it takes him to stay caught up there with Aaron Smith.
Everybody getting away pretty good. Rye Jones also disconnected from the race here early. That's 5th in points coming in. Going to be a huge hit for him because he is out of this race on lap 1. Battle for 3rd going on right now. You've got Devin Jack up the inside. That's the 65 of Samuel Stoner rolling on the outside, trying to get some momentum on that high line. We've seen cars get loose at a 4 here, particularly on cold tires, but so far everyone seemed to do a pretty good job of managing through that corner. As we're going to get a 3rd car up into this fight. Braxton DeWeese in the 8 is right there. He's probably going to follow whichever car is the first one to get through. And it looks like that might be the 65 of Samuel Stoner. He's trying to get clear down the back straightaway.
And we've seen Braxton DeWeese on these types of tracks. I think back to our race at Atlanta where he ran so good until it all just kind of fell apart for him. Took some damage trying to push the car late. But this 8 car, Braxton DeWeese, always heads up, always looking for the place to be to make the pass. I'm sure he was loving watching those 2 cars in front of him of Jack and Stoner run side by side, giving him a little bit better of a chance to catch up. But I'm sure as we go down through the laps, we will see him do his best to make moves to the front. This is kind of a place that these types of tracks, like Charlotte, like Atlanta, that we know he runs really well in this car.
Yeah, Charlotte's a 1.5 miles, and I'd say it's kind of like the prototypical 1.5 miles when you think of a 1.5 mile track. This is kind of what you think of. Charlotte is very iconic for these drivers in these cars. The battle for 3rd trying to go again here as Devin Jack takes another peek up the inside, but is ultimately not able to get it done there. He has to back out once again and try to re-rack this to see if he can make that move up to catch and pass the 65 of Samuel Stoner, who's done a great job to hold that 3rd position. Started back in 7th, has had to dice his way straight back through the field here to find his way into that 3rd spot. He's holding it pretty well right now. Doesn't really have anything on that top 2 cars of Aaron and Chris Smith. Those 2 are absolutely gone into the sunset right now. But the 65 holding his own in 3rd as he tries to keep Devin Jack at bay.
Yeah, and he's going to have to work really hard to keep Devin Jack at bay. We've seen Devin Jack over the last few weeks run really, really strong as we've got a battle happening here side by side. Ooh, somebody got a little piece of the wall there, but battles happening all over the track, and we expect it to be, a hornet's nest kind of everywhere throughout the night as these tires get hot and these drivers dig in. They'll have to put a heck of a show on here and get up on the wheel.
That is for sure. Aaron Smith and Chris Smith are both running about 1/10 of a second quicker than any of these cars in 3rd through 12th right now. There have been a couple cars deeper in the field challenging. James Danforth has been putting in some pretty good lap times back there around P13. As we can now racing for P3 again. Samuel Stoner and Devin Jack still have not decided that battle, except now it's Devin Jack on the top instead of Stoner up there, and it looks like he would use that momentum to get clear for P3. Devin Jack closer to the front. Let's see if he's the one who can pursue the 70 and the 28.
Yeah, that's a heck of a move by Devin Jack there on the exit of turn 4. He came right down and took the nose kind of off the 65 there of Stoner. Had to make the move happen. Can't really get through the exit of 4 here side by side in a way that lets you get a run onto the front stretch. But the 49 of Devin Jack has been fast these last few weeks, and he might have something for the always fast Aaron Smith and Chris Smith.
Well, he ran one of the faster laps of the race there. He ran his personal fastest lap of the race when he made that move around Stoner on the high side. So there's clearly quite a bit of speed in that 49 car right now. It's just a matter of if he has enough and if he's able to make those tires last long enough for him to catch and pass those cars. A couple cars in the wall there further back, but everybody's keeping it straight right now. Have seen one DNF since here. Jacob Phillips has had his internet go out in the 56 car, so he is likely done for the night. And we got one car rolling through pit road right now. This is Derek Fike. This is Derek Fike coming out of the pits with damage 13 laps down. He's going to be out here just trying to pass Jacob Phillips and get some points at it today.
Yeah, sometimes it's just running the Iron Man kind of mentality where it might not be ideal. You know, you're contend for the win of the race, but when it comes to point standings and making the passes on the guys you need to get around, there's battles that'll happen out here tonight that will make a lot of difference, and they won't happen at the front.
Yeah, especially this early in the season, everybody's really tight together on points, so just one bad finish can really make a big swing for you in the points. On the contrary, one good finish can make a really big swing for you in the points, and that's why you see some of these drivers like Samuel Stone or like Braxton DeWeese who have some time to gain here, trying to get themselves further up the grid. And we have another DNF. Scotty Sobczak has disconnected from the session officially, so that is 4 cars out here already at Charlotte after one big accident to start this race. Everybody further up front running pretty clean right now, though.
And hopefully it all stays that way. We got a couple of drivers back further in the field looking to make passes on one another, but nobody really side by side or sticking their nose where maybe it doesn't belong currently right now. And I think everybody's just kind of in a stage of this race where trying to find where the speed is and managing the tire. You can go up to that top side. You can go get more speed. You can run and rip it, but you'll be watching yourself go the wrong direction really just as quickly as the tire falls off up there. So curious to see, how the strategy is. We have Braxton DeWeese making a power move down there, getting around the 65 of Samuel Stoner. Looked like he'd been working on him there, was able to get up close, take a little air off of him, and he's going to slingshot his way around. The exit of turn 4, and he'll gain that position. That'll put DeWeese in 4th place here as he's going to take a run to Devin Jack and try to chase these leaders down. Jack has done a great job of chasing them down now here as he's, what is that, maybe 2 car lengths off the back of Chris Smith?
Yeah, Braxton DeWeese is a real good car right now. He is really quickly chewing some positions here, trying to get his way up through the field. I wonder if any of these drivers a little further back here are maybe setting it up more for the long run, so they have more in the back half of this stint, especially with the fact that this race has been pretty clean since that lap 1 crash that took out a lot of cars. You might have a chance here to get some advantage on the long run. Right now, Patrick Colby is trying to pass Samuel Stoner right now. That would be the battle for P5. Colby not able to get it done. Has to pull right back into line for 6th. Devin Jack slowly starting to reel in Chris Smith as well.
Yeah, and I think Aaron and Chris Smith have gotten a little comfortable up there at the front. So it'll be a nice change of scenery for us here in the booth and fans watching to see them get challenged here as Devin Jack tries to make the move, but still focusing on this battle happening between Patrick Colby and Samuel Stoner. That's going to be one that Patrick Colby is going to be working on, I think, for a couple more laps. Getting close, but again, how hard do you want to run? How hard do you need to go to get that position right now versus setting yourself up for that long run and having that long run speed? We're watching those decisions be made here in real time, especially in this battle here with Colby and Stoner.
By the way, quick note, we only had 3 cars come into this race having completed every lap this season, ending every race on the lead lap. It's Aaron Smith and Devin Jack up front, but it was also Rye Jones, who only was able to complete 1 lap tonight. So that is going to really throw him off pace there and really throw him down the point standings. It was a great start to the year for him. He wasn't able to get a win, but he was third 2 weeks ago at Bristol, sixth at Atlanta, brought it home with a lead lap finish at Daytona, and it has gone, I think, worse than he could have imagined it would gone here at Atlanta.
Yeah, taking damage and having issues is one thing, but a turn one, lap one incident that ultimately forces you to DNF is another. Thankfully, there's still time where he can come back and run some races here and get some time, get some points back. But it's definitely going to be something he's going to have to look at in terms of his overall strategy for how he wants to run the rest of this year, and be a little more mindful and careful, I think, just from a points perspective on where he's going to get him, and try to climb his way back up into a place where he could contend for a championship.
We'll see. There's a couple cars who are looking to try to get closer to the point where they could contend for a championship. It's going to go real bad for Scotty Sobczak, too. Winner last week, 4th place in the points, and he has had a disaster, as passed for 5th on the track there. That is Patrick Colby making it around Samuel Stoner for that 5th position. I wonder if Stoner went too hard, too fast there in the early portion of that run, and his tires maybe overheated a little. And now he's trying to have to back it off so we can have some more here towards the end of the run. Because he went 7th to 3rd in, what, like 2 laps at the start of this race?
Yeah.
Now he's kind of starting to return to that mean.
Yeah, all the indicators would point to the fact that maybe he did roast the tire just a little, trying to get those positions. Charlotte, not really a track position, super track position dependent, because you can run up through the field if you do get that long run worked out just the way you need it to be. But yeah, I mean, it's still early enough in the race. There's still time here. They're gonna need pit stops. So learning lessons early for Samuel Stoner, maybe, as he slides back just a little bit. But really competitive runs going on right now throughout the top 5. And as we got 2 drivers side by side up there, they're almost battling for 4th, 3rd.
Yeah, battle's trying to develop through much of the field, especially a little further up front here. Braxton DeWeese done a great job of passing Devin Jack there for that 3rd place position, and we'll see if the 8 car is ultimately the one who's able to track down the 2 Smiths who have been so dominant in this race. DeWeese doing really good right now, a lot of speed in that car. We'll see if he can continue to push here in the second half of this run and really turn his season around from a turbulent first few races where, I mean, he's only picked up 1 top 10 so far. He'd like more than that. He's got a chance to get more than that here tonight.
Yeah, and Braxton DeWeese, in the time that I've watched him race here, my first year here calling these races, you see the opportunities where he has a lot of speed, and he can absolutely contend for wins in this league. It's just a matter of making sure that nose stays straight and not overdriving the car and causing issues for yourself. So Braxton, one of those guys who loves to push it and loves to get up to the front. Just managing that, though, here tonight's going to be a key for him, as he looks like he's A++ all across the board right now, as what are we in? 30 laps coming up this next time by.
Already 30 laps into this race here, which means 30 laps into this run. I don't think we're too far off from green flag pit stops here tonight. We'll ultimately have to see what these drivers choose to do in regard to pit stops, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some about towards the halfway point of this race, trying to split it in 2 and put tires on only once. You can 2-stop this. I don't think we're really going to see a lot of cars 2-stop this, because the fall off is nowhere near severe enough to warrant a 2-stop. I mean, we're seeing about, depending on the car here, about half a second to 0.8 of a second to fall off after 30 laps. You can't 2-stop it, it won't work. You got to come down halfway through for the 1.
Yeah, and like you said, these tires will last long enough. Now, you might not be super comfortable ripping it around by lap 55 or 60, but if you choose to stay out a little longer, but it's going to be one of these things where you got to go with what the field does, and the strategy, you could come up with the best laid strategy in the world, but a lot of it's going to depend on what the field decides to do as a whole. And, you go with the leader when you need to, and I think that's going to play a little bit of a play a little bit of a factor here as these guys try to work it out. But car's still running really well. There's battles going on all over. We got a little group back here a little further running for that 10th position, as well as that is the 67 of Derek Fike. About to make the pass. I know he's laps down, but he's making the pass on the 00, trying to scratch his way through this race and get what he needs out of this one.
Got Johnny Rapp there sitting in 11th. He's trying to make this move happen on Robert Brobst. He's been working on him for, it feels like, about 10 laps now. And Johnny Rapp finally able to get that move done and get himself up inside the top 10. You've got Robert Brobst back behind him. Matt Kuntz back behind him. Jay Leach back there as well in P13. Kuntz is riding that bottom, trying to get around Brobst, who is really struggling. That car is loose off the corners. He moved up from 15th to 10th in the early going of that race. Wonder if his tires have started to go, because he is having problems off of 4. Just loose every time. Loose again here at a 2. That 5 is struggling. And Matt Kuntz, our biggest mover tonight, 25 to 12, is gaining on him.
Yeah, that 5 at Robert Brobst, he's driving on ice right now. He's skating through these corners, and these corners get more and more dangerous. You see him just maybe blipping the throttle and coming off of it a little bit on these exits just to make sure he's not going to end up getting a face full of wall here. It's just a matter of endurance and how can you run the best.
We'll see if the 13 is able to get that spot, although I think the 13, because of the fact that he's moved up 13, if he gets this 14 spots since the start of the race, is just struggling on tires as well. There are a couple cars back here like Jay Leach, who maybe have saved a little better, Nick Dicer as well. We'll see if they're able to come up and pass some of these guys further back. But right now the battle is between Kuntz and Brobst, and it looks like Kuntz has gotten him pretty steadily here. We'll see if Brobst gets loose again with Fike on the inside.
Yeah, if I'm Robert Brobst right now, I am just putting it in cruise control, making sure the car stays in one piece. Yes, you're going to give up some positions right now, but it's a short-term loss for maybe a long-term net gain. As you see him touch a little bit of the wall there, coming through the exit of 4, you just want to make it here long enough to get your tires and get yourself in a position where you can feel like that car is back under you, where you can feel like you can push that car comfortably and find places and make that tire last a little bit longer on the next run. So as we see Jay Leach get closer and ever closer to Robert Brobst, it's just one of these things that you have to figure on what's worth fighting for.
We're going to have a battle for the lead here soon, because Braxton Deweese has passed Chris Smith for P2 up there and is closing in on the 70 of Aaron Smith for the lead of this race. Deweese was about 600ths faster last time around, so it's not a ton quicker, but he seems to have pretty good speed. He's chasing down that 70 car. I want to see what they are at the line this time. Okay, Aaron Smith a little quicker on that last lap, but he's slowly pulling in is that 8 car as we continue to do battle further back. James Danforth going around Robert Brobst as that 5 car hits the wall and continues to slide.
And as the margins tighten up, whether it's at the front or it's back here with the 32 and the 5 of Brobst, it's going to be some exciting racing as they get ready to, what are we at? Lap number 39. So I guess you're starting to think about green flag pit stops as long as everybody keeps their nose clean leading through the next 10 or so. Going to be exciting to see as we watch Brobst get into the wall a little bit again as he's continuing to drop back now. Unfortunate for him, but one of these deals where he's going to run around in 16th here. He definitely pushed the car maybe harder than he needed to, and he's paying the price for it.
Yeah, one of the keys to this race we showed you early on in the broadcast was tires, and Robert Brobst has run afoul of that rule because his tires are completely smoked behind the wheel of that 5 car. He's got nothing left in him. It is a struggle right now as Johnny Rapp is going to be the first car down pit road here on lap 41. 52 car is in, running potentially a 2-stop strategy here. We'll see what the play is for Johnny Rapp.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to go about it. I mean, I'm all for trying to see what the different strategies play and how drivers can make the most of their night here, especially on pit road. But maybe he's got a trick up his sleeve that the rest of us don't know about, or wants to just get in here and thinks he can save it for later. You never know. when that yellow flag might come out, especially in the late stages. Maybe pitting early is going to give him that opportunity to hit that two-stop strategy.
See how that shakes out for Johnny Rapp, but he will leave the pits right now. 1 lap down, 21st, and he will work that back here over the course of this next run or this next pit cycle, depending on when these other cars decide to come down. But I think we're going to see a lot of the field maybe run a little bit longer than Johnny Rapp has. Strategy play there for the 52. Time will tell if that is ultimately the play that ends up working out for him.
And everybody coming in here with a different mindset. They need different things from this race. Obviously, you want to get to the front and win. It'll be interesting to see how Rapp can navigate his way as he catches back up to the field here on those fresher tires and how long he can manage them for. But this battle for the lead now is starting to heat up a little bit with Deweese and Aaron Smith. You know, Deweese, you know, these guys want to keep the tires under them, but they're not quite ready to come down pit road like he said. But I know Braxton Deweese isn't going to want to just sit back and let Aaron Smith walk away with this. And he is absolutely catching him just a little bit at a time. He's just a 0.3 of a second and closing on 0.3 of a second and closing on Aaron Smith at the moment.
Deweese is slowly starting to kind of close in there. He was closing and then he was losing time, but now he's starting to get back after it. That gap was down at 0.25, went up to 0.4, and he's slowly getting it back down, but he's loose that time at a 2, and that'll really hurt his closing rate. He can't be getting loose out of these corners because it really hurts your momentum here.
Yeah, and I would imagine if we... Oh, as here he comes, Braxton Deweese coming down pit road now. Said, okay, I've had enough. I feel the car. I understand how this can go. I know where my speed is. Let's throw some fresh shoes on her and see what we can do here.
He was pushing pretty hard there through the early bit of this race, so not entirely surprised to see him as one of the first cars down pit road. Robert Bropes has decided to bring it down as well, probably predictably with how blown his tires were. And then Benson Weaver has also brought it in, but Benson Weaver has not brought it back out. He's been sitting in the pits for about a minute and has gone 3 laps down behind the wheel of that one car. That might be another driver potentially done for the night. Devin Jaffin as well.
Yeah, Weaver must not have liked the way the car was driving as he's taking on that, taking on some damage and wants to get it fixed. How much? I don't think we saw a meatball flag fly for him, but how much can you make worthwhile and how much can you afford to fix here without taking yourself out of the race totally and completely? But it'd be interesting to see as these green flag pit cycles continue who decides to come in. Someone who's decided to stay out is the 70 of Aaron Smith. He looks like he's totally unfazed, just running up at the front up there, calm, cool, collected, and just absolutely making some speed here. Now he's got Chris Smith just not really a threat right now, about 10, 12 car lengths back as these drivers continue to get through their green flag pit cycles on pit road.
And we'll see if the strategy call here for Aaron and Chris Smith is ultimately the one that can get them the win tonight. We've seen a few more cars come down. Jay Leach has joined these drivers in the pit lane, but everybody else seems to be staying out, running a little longer. With yet to be seen whether these cars that have come down are looking for just a very early one-stop or are going to try the two-stop strategy. But seeing as how they haven't come down yet, everyone who's stayed out here on lap 50 can be safely assumed to be on that one stop here to the end of the race.
Yeah, and that's going to make it that much more interesting. I think the one-stop strategy is the way to go. I sit in the booth, they sit in the car, but for me, I think that's the way to go here. If you can manage your tire, if you're a little heavy foot, it definitely adds a different element into the strategy call, but love what I'm seeing from Aaron Smith, obviously at the front here. Just, again, another week, another time that we see him just smooth and steady behind the wheel, just unaffected and running really good laps as we see Bropst here on those fresher tires. You see how much faster those fresh tires are that the lap car can come around and get it back all on his own the old-fashioned way, but see how that continues to work out as they continue to cycle through. Laura Wiseman on pit road now as we continue this green flag cycle.
Yeah, she's joined down there by Sean Johnson, Steve Vest have both come in as well. One thing I'm noticing is that Aaron Smith has done an amazing job of kind of managing his lap times over the course of this run. He's really not far off his best. He had a problem lap there last time around, slipped up, got loose a little bit, and lost some time. But most of his laps have been about anywhere from half a second to 7/10 of a second off his fastest time of the night. And they've been consistent that way for about 20 laps or so now. Aaron Smith is doing a great job to manage the tires he has and really manage the fall off here to keep these things going at decent pace for as long as possible.
And something you notice too, he's just running that same line, just staying really tucked up to the bottom of the track, right up against that blue line through the corners, just being able to manage the throttle. And like you said, just be able to manage the fall off. It's going to be really exciting to see when he eventually comes to pit road. He will have to slice and dice his way back up through the field and past cars that have older tires at the time. But I think he's looking to stay out here for as long as he feels comfortable before he can kind of come in here and get new tires. He will have to think about how long it'll take him, if he does go a lap down, to get that lap back under green flag conditions. So it's a real balancing act, standing in the middle of the seesaw right now, trying to decide, how long can I take these tires and how long will it take me on the new tires to get back to the lead and have another dominant run to the front here for the 70 of Aaron Smith.
James Danforth is into the pits along with Samuel Stoner. And now Chris Smith has come down from P2, leaving only your top 8 or so cars out. Aaron Smith has started to hit a wall. The fall off on these tires has really accelerated over the last few laps. What was a lot of 30.5, 30.6 laps have become 30.9, 31.2. So Aaron Smith is losing some speed behind the wheel of that 70 car. Another lap there in the 31s. He's only had 2 laps in the 31s all night, and they're the last 2 laps. So that car is really starting to go. He might need to bring that thing in soon here as we've just crossed the halfway point in this race. Brian Brobst, another car coming down, and he will be joined in the pits by Matt Kuntz. So 6 cars still out there.
Yeah, and you see the fastest lap time for Aaron Smith in the 29s. So it just goes to show on a, 56.
Aaron Smith in now.
Yeah, there you go. A 56 lap run, all it takes to lose almost 3 seconds of time. And it's not an unexpected part of the strategy here for him to get these tires. And it'll be exciting to see once he gets them on and gets back out on track. But got a number of cars coming off of pit road now. It's Brian Brobst. A few others chugging their way down.
Only 2 cars stayed out there. Patrick Colby, Peter Stewart, Nick Dicer all came down there from 4th through 6th. And now it's Justin Wilson who's going to cycle around to lead a couple laps here out in front of this race. Heischman also still out there. Wilson will come down right now. He'll make his way into the pits. And let's see if Heischman comes in as well. Jay Heischman will also come into the pits here. So that's everyone done. The pit cycle will come around, and Braxton DeWeese will be your leader by 4 seconds over Devin Jack, who himself is another 4 seconds ahead of Johnny Rapp and Aaron Smith.
All right, here we go. Game on. This is it. Braxton DeWeese going to have to manage this gap, try to get these tires to last him the rest of the run to finish this race without Devin Jack and Aaron Smith coming to sniff in his rear view mirror. It's going to be really, I think it's going to be one of these deals where it's going to be right to the line, I think, in some of these situations as we've watched these guys really manage these strategies tonight. And the timing is everything. And it's just so tough to think about and do while you're inside of the car running your race and making sure you're hitting your marks all on top of it. It just goes to show, this league, it's one that you want to tune into. It's one that you want to check out and be a part of, because whether you're driving in the car or you're in the chat or watching from home, there is no shortage of excitement throughout the field here tonight.
Yeah, and after that first lap 1 accident, we've been clean and green here through the rest of this race. On lap 59, it'll be lap 60 next time around. We're across the halfway point in this race, and Braxton DeWeese is looking to try to grab his first win of the season on some pit strategy. Has had a bad time, has DNF'd 2 out of 3 races so far. This could be his chance to turn it around, as Aaron Smith has just passed Johnny Rapp for P3. making it look easy in that 70 car. He pit much later, 16 laps later compared to Johnny Rapp, and that is the difference as he flies around him half a second faster.
Yeah, half a second faster on 16 lap fresher tires. This thing is going to look like a rocket ship. He's going to have everybody out here looking like they're standing still. I think, you know, some open track in front of him here, but really going to be able to put down some scorching lap times from that 70 of Aaron Smith, as I keep say it over and over, but the feeling will grow that he will contend for position here at the end of this race. I'll try to look to the timing and scoring board here. It's going to be a race right to the end.
Yeah, that gap has already come down a lot, though. It's come down a second, and at this rate, even with that 10-second gap, Braxton Deweese has pulled out from pitting 11 laps early. I'm really not sure if he's going to be able to hold it here, because Aaron Smith is coming really quickly in that rearview mirror. I mean, not in the rearview mirror yet. He's 9 seconds back, but the metaphorical rearview mirror, Aaron Smith is coming up really quick on him. Devin Jack running very similar lap times to Deweese is going to be kind of a pace marker here because he's 5 seconds up the road. We know Aaron Smith knows how to manage his tires. We saw it a lot in the first stint. Unlike some of the other cars here, Aaron Smith didn't come out and immediately start running like fastest lap of the race type laps. He immediately settled into a pace about 1 or 2 tenths off that to where he can consistently both gain time and save tires. It's a big gap to overcome, but with 47 laps to go now, if there's anyone who can do it, it's Aaron Smith.
Yeah, and it's just going to be about staying smooth, staying consistent, not overcooking the tire. And we know that Aaron Smith can do that. We just watched him do that first run. He's one of the most consistent drivers in the field. Just being able to have that average lap time stay as fast as you can make it and not cook your stuff off and end up getting stuck in the vortex and move the wrong direction here.
Gap already back down to 8.3 there. Braxton Deweese, his lap times have gone up. He's running 30.1 up in front of the field. That lap time for Aaron Jones, 29.7. So it's another 4 tenths shaved off the gap for the driver of that 70 car. With 45 to go, if he can gain 4 tenths every lap, that'd be more than enough to get it done. There is a plateau here. There will be a certain point where the plateau kind of kicks in. Aaron Smith and Braxton Deweese are going to be on similar tires here at a certain point. We'll end up seeing how that goes. Is Brian Brobst just disconnect from the race? I think we've just had a disconnection. Brian Brobst, who is running in 11th, has dropped out of the session. Might be done for the night here because his internet does not appear to be coming back.
Yeah, it's always tough. One of the unknown variables of iRacing and being connected to the session. It's really tough when it happens, but he was running an okay race, was looking to make a little bit more of a consistent charge back through the field here in the second run, but unfortunate that he won't be able to continue on here. So watching the battle here, Laura Wiseman trying to fend off that 87. That's Patrick Colby. Patrick Colby making some moves earlier in this race against Samuel Stoner, and he's going to pull the same move there to get out in front of Laura Wiseman now for that 6th place position.
Colby running on 6-lap fresher tires there, helping him to make that pass. We've got more battles going on further back. We're almost 3 wide for 11th right now. James Danforth has pulled around both of these cars here, getting past Sean Johnson and Robert Brobst over the last few laps to take that 11th spot. Brobst, one of the first cars into the pits here, is on some of the oldest tires in the field. That means he's starting to struggle a little earlier than some of the cars are. That 5 is really having problems keeping his tires under him.
Yeah, not going to be easy for him to try to keep them under him. You want to get that track position back and run quick times, but making sure you feel comfortable, making sure you're not going to put this thing in the wall and take a piece of the Charlotte Motor Speedway Turn 4 concrete home with you is just as important. And be interesting to see how he chooses to manage this race. We saw him push really hard early on, and how he'll learn from that and try to manage the run here on this second half.
Biggest movers so far over the course of the race tonight are going to be first, Jay Leach, who's gone from 20th to 9th in that 2 car. done a good job of moving his way up through the field. He is on some of the older tires, so he'll likely drop back a little bit, but he's still sitting pretty in good position right now, along with Matt Kuntz, 25 to 14, but he was one of the later cars to come into the pits, so Jay Leach likely to slide back a little. Matt Kuntz going to try to shoot it forwards over the rest of this race.
Talking about shooting forward, we've got Aaron Smith now, a second shaved off of that gap between he and the leader of Braxton DeWeese. Was running about 8 seconds behind leader, now just about 7 2/10 back from the front of this field. Still enough time. It's going to take something special behind the wheel, but if there's anybody who can do it, it is that 70 car, making sure he gets those laps done right. But it's really another factor going to play in is how is Braxton DeWeese managing his tires? How much fall off will that 8 car experience at the front that's going to let, the 16 lap fresher, I believe 16 lap fresher tires of the 70 make that gap shrink? We're still watching this battle here. The 5 moving the wrong direction, has been for some time. Unfortunately, Robert Ropes just not able to stay quite as competitive with the 9 car there, Peter Stewart. The tire's not his friend. Slick on the exit there just a little bit, and he's going to fall behind further than he wants to now.
Aaron Smith has really hit a plateau here. He's not gaining on Braxton DeWeese as much as he would want. He picked up about 1/10 and a half that last time around, but over the course of the 3 or 4 laps preceding that, these 2 cars were basically equal on the racetrack. Aaron Smith is not running that much faster than the 8 car lap after lap right now, and he needs to pick up that pace if he's to catch him. Not only does he need to pick up the pace to catch him, but he needs to be fast enough that he can pass Devin Jack as well, and I'm not even sure if he has the speed to do that. Not even 1/10 quicker for Aaron Smith that last time around.
Yeah, and this is where the seesaw starts to tilt one side or another. As the 70 plateaus, what has the 8 been able to do in the lead to keep the tires underneath of them? As we go to the battle box here, that's the 52 of Johnny Rapp and the 87 of Patrick Colby. That's for 5th position or 6th position. Running a similar pace right now, just about a 1/10 of a second ahead there for Johnny Rapp. Trying to fend off the charging Patrick Colby. Looks to the inside here as they come across the stripe. That's Colby who's going to, or I'm sorry, that's Colby who's going to be able to make that pass happen. And not just make it happen, but get out and away just a little bit as he continues to charge through the field here. That's 6th place for Patrick Colby. He'll look to chase down the 65. That's Samuel Stoner. As this race continues on, lap 77 of 110. And if there was ever a time to turn the Jets on, this is it. You do not want to waste any time now as we're coming into probably the closing third of this race here tonight. It's time to set yourself up to get to the front.
Yep, Patrick Colby running on much fresher tires than Johnny Rapp, who in comparison was that first car on pit road to start the cycle. 36 lap old tires from him. I would say he's running a 2-stop strategy, but to be honest with you, I think a 2-stop strategy is just a categorical bad idea right now. He might just be trying to nurse those things all the way to the end. And I mean, even if he does that, he is going to struggle and he is going to slowly slip back through the field here on those very worn tires.
Yeah, he's got a mirror full from Laura Wiseman now in the 52. Johnny Rapp going to have to figure it out as Patrick Colby continues to charge forward. He's got a 3-second gap to close between he and Samuel Stoner there as well. So definitely some spacing out of the field here at this stage of the race. It's not all easy. It's a lot of cars coming to you and running your own race as the race comes back to you and turning those laps at a consistent rate of speed. Speaking of consistency, Aaron Smith has shaved another second off the gap between he and the leader. It's a 6.4 second gap to the front as he'll look to continue to charge forward. The only thing working against him here is just the number of laps. So we'll see how much time, if he has enough time to get back up there and use all that tire that he needs to get to the lead.
Dyson up through the field right now is Matt Kuntz. Braxton Deweese is slow. Is he pitting? Braxton Deweese is in pit road.
Yeah.
That is well, that's an interesting decision here for our race leader. I thought he would have been good to the end there to win this race, but with 29 to go, Braxton Deweese is going to pull out a two-stop strategy, and he's going to bring that car down pit road. He's joined by Johnny Rapp, and that is a huge shakeup up front in this race.
Definitely something different. Braxton Deweese did not have it on my bingo card based on the way he pit the first time around. That he would run a two-stop strategy. He was a little bit earlier than everybody else, but not so much earlier that we thought he couldn't try to manage and play defense on Devin Jack and Aaron Smith. But interesting now, the ball is in his court to see if he has enough time to get back out on track and put himself in a position to be a contender here. It's going to be tough, as now, Aaron Smith just a half a second off the new leader, Devin Jack. He is charging, has a full head of steam coming through the exit of turn 4. He's going to be to him here in just about 2 laps, I would imagine.
We're getting a lot more cars in. Laura Wiseman, James Danforth, Robert Brobst, all into the pit lane. So that is quite a few cars who are going to come down and take pit stops here on this 2-tire strategy. Once one came down, the floodgates really opened for everybody else.
Yeah, and it becomes a popular demand, the 2-stop strategy. I think everybody wants to be able to stay competitive and run side by side with folks they need to take positions from. Every point matters here, and we've seen that here so far tonight.
Devin Jack is going to keep trying to make it to the end of this race. He's your race leader right now, but he's the oldest car on tires right now by 6. His tires are 10 laps older than that 70 of Aaron Smith, who's really done a better job of managing them and has eaten hugely into the 4-second gap that Devin Jack had. And now Devin Jack, knowing he was going to get past, is going to bring it into the pit lane. He'll try the 2-stop. We'll see how fast he can go on the back half of this run. Braxton Deweese went a second faster than Aaron Smith last time around, by the way.
And that's the power of fresh tires. So here's the question. How long does Aaron Smith stay out, knowing a lot of these fast cars that he's had to compete against tonight are going to come back out onto the track with fresh ones? Is this something we really see him doing?
I think he's got enough of a gap that he honestly probably should stay out. He pit at the halfway point. He came down on lap 55, like intending the 1-stop strategy with his lap 55 pit stop, but I really don't know how it would work pitting for 2. Samuel Stoner in the 65 going to bring it down as well. I think for some of these drivers who pit right around that halfway turning point, they've all stayed out, and I think they're likely to stay out to the end of the race here on only a 1-stop call. That includes both Smiths, Colby, Justin Wilson. I think right now that might be the advantaged strategy, seeing as these cars are only going to have 24 more laps to catch up, but I mean, we'll see how all it plays out. It just depends on how well they can manage the rubber on these cars.
As we see Aaron Smith getting passed up there by one of the cars coming out on fresher tires. It's just a good visual. Obviously not a loss of position on track, but you watch the difference it makes to have some fresher stuff. You can get out and away and drive around in front of somebody who's been out for a longer amount of time. It's going to be one to watch here, as we've got our eye on Braxton Deweese. He's going to look to try to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He's going to close in on the leader of Aaron Smith. Chris Smith, though, he's our second-place runner right now, 6 seconds back from the leader. So this is Aaron Smith's race to manage. His strategy, his 1-stop strategy is going to be, he's going to live by it or he's going to die by it, I think, here tonight. And so far, it looks like he's living, and he's living well.
I'm really not sure of the strategy from Braxton Deweese here. He just got past Aaron Smith. He got his lap back, but he needs, I mean, we're running 30-second laps. He needs to get about 30 seconds on Aaron Smith here to take the lead. He only has 21 seconds to do that. Excuse me, 21 laps to do that. and he's only running like half a second faster a lap, he would need to run probably faster than is possible for him to run around this track here to actually get up there and pass Aaron Smith. If this was a play for him to just try to finish second or third, I could see this working, but I don't think he's going to be able to get back up there and get around Aaron Smith for the win.
Yeah, the math ain't quite mathin' there for Braxton DeWeese. I'll tell you what, though, a great finish for him tonight doesn't have to be a win. This is a driver, as we've talked about earlier in the broadcast, just wants to get something done, wants to have a good finish, wants to get himself back and feeling competitive again in the point standings after having some early season struggle, in the league so far. So maybe a second place or third place. Everybody's out there running their own race with their own set of expectations. Maybe this is a good enough night for him to walk away from Charlotte and feel good about it.
He's running 7th right now here because after that pit cycle, we only have 7 cars up on the lead lap. Braxton DeWeese, the only one of those who has pit for tires, and then you've got Nick Dicey, RJ Heichman, 8th and 9th, who are both just trying to run the one-stop strategy to the bitter end. Jack back in 10th is the second car on this two-stop strategy, as the two Smiths, Colby, Wilson, Kuntz, and Stewart, hang on up in front of the field here in your top 6 positions. We talked about Matt Kuntz going 25-5, but how about Peter Stewart going 24-6 tonight? Good strategy for him to get himself up there and in position to grab a great finish with 17 to go.
Yeah, just staying patient and being consistent and letting the race unfold around you and have it all come back to you. You see those big movers? They let things happen and just continue to soldier on here and be consistent and get that result tonight. So we continue to see DeWeese. He is, for whatever the strategy call is, he is running that car really hard. As now we have Laura Wiseman side by side with, 87 trying to battle for that position. See the battle box come up here. Yeah, that's Stoner and Wiseman there chasing 11th place. Looked like Stoner had a little bit of a better run there going into turns 1 and 2, but Laura Wiseman going to be able to. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 2. That's the 2. I green and black got me all turned around right now. Sorry about that. That's Jay Leach trying to run down Laura Wiseman.
Yeah, Jay Leach is trying to get that move done. Those cars came down on a similar-ish laps. Laura Wiseman does have 6 lap fresher tires right now on that 84 car, so I'd wager that she'll be able to hold off that 2. But we will see how that works out here as these two continue to battle over these laps. And Braxton DeWeese still running all out, still trying to find a way past some of these cars, but laps are rapidly running down, and he really has not made much of a dent at all in that lead for Aaron Smith. 14 to go when Braxton DeWeese hanging on pretty solidly right here. The only thing I can think of is that it was just a fuel concern for him. He didn't save enough over the course of the first run and ended up paying for it by having to make that extra pit stop. It's all I can really think of because, really not even a caution would save him. If anything, a caution would make things even worse for him at this point. So, yeah, we'll see how it works out for Braxton DeWeese, but at the rate this is going, unless Aaron Smith, Chris Smith, all of them start running out of fuel and have to make last-minute stops, I don't think DeWeese is going to bring it home in front tonight.
Yeah, and I think it's just a matter of getting a good finish for him and just feeling like he's back competitive, running against these guys who run so fast every single week. As we see Johnny Rapp look to make that pass now on Leach. Not really a battle for position there. I think Leach is a lap to... Oh, as he's loose there. Leach almost losing it. He had that nose pointed toward the pit wall. Able to hang on to it. A good indicator now here, though, as we talk about tires and strategy. It is such a tiptoe, delicate balancing act.
Who's that coming in? That is, that is 4 lap down Steve Vest. He's already got a ton of damage on that car. He is on 40. It's been 45 laps since the last pit for Steve Vest. I wonder if that's maybe an indicator of what some of these guys further up are feeling, or if his car is just kind of totaled and he wanted to get some damage fixed. We'll see what the plan is there for Steve Vest, but he's into the pits. Patrick Colby trying to catch and pass Chris Smith right up here for P2. Colby on 2-lap fresher tires, but he's managed them a lot better than the 28 has. And he's going to make quick work of Chris Smith there. Patrick Colby in the 87 car up to P2 tonight. Great race going on for him. He came into this thing 7th in points. He'll come out of it higher than that for sure, especially with the misfortune for Rye Jones and Scotty Sobczak tonight.
Patrick Colby has looked like a man on fire here the last few laps. Ever since he came in and got those fresher tires, just really being able to adjust from that first run to take his 87 machine here and run a little bit better here in the second stint, and it's paying off for him in a big way as he's going to find himself in second place. Not sure if he'll be able to contend for a lead. It is still almost a 10-second gap up to Aaron Smith with just 10 laps to go here this time by. This one flew by.
Deweese has gotten the pass done for P6, getting around Peter Stewart in the 9, and he will have his sights set in just a moment here on a top 5 position. Could get up to 3rd here. Actually, no, probably not. He could get up to about 4th here looking at this. Braxton Deweese is trying to find his way around Matt Kuntz right now for what would be P5, although he is struggling to do that a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, he's got about just under a second back of Kuntz to try to make that time up.
There we go. We're going to have a battle for 3rd. Chris Smith is struggling badly. I wonder if Chris Smith has to save fuel right now to try to get to the end, because that car is way, way, way slow. And Justin Wilson has caught up to him in a hurry. He's already fallen 1.7 seconds off Patrick Colby. Wilson is going to go through for 3rd. Chris Smith might be just trying to make it to the end on fuel at this point. Matt Kuntz also doing the same, is dropping a lot of time right now.
Yeah, not a situation you feel good about if you're Chris Smith, running really fast here all night long and having to now readjust, give some spots back to the field, and try to just manage your way to the end. You don't want to pit. You don't want to have to come down. So it's all about just managing what you have left here with 7 laps to go. It'd still be a great points day for Chris Smith if he's able to keep a top 5 position. But he'll have Braxton Deweese chasing him around here in a few. Well, it's not a few. It's more than a few, about 8 seconds back. I'm not sure if that'll be a battle we see with this little bit of time left, but he'll make way, let the 52 car of Johnny Rapp get by. We'll see what happens here as these drivers will continue to manage their runs. And Aaron Smith, though, can't say enough about the run he's had here. Able to really keep his stuff clean and not just have a lead, but a dominant one at that on the strategy that he's run.
Yeah, 9.5 second lead at the moment for Aaron Smith. It is dominating for that 70 car. And he is going to bring it home here, barring anything going wrong. With 4 laps to go, he is absolutely clear of the field. It'll be 4 laps to go, and he takes it to the start-finish line this next time by, and he will be checked out and gone. As we see Samuel Stoner here making a pass for P10. That is 4th position, getting himself around the 06 of Jay Heichman.
And it's been a good run. It's been a good run here tonight for Stoner, who gained some positions early on after that first caution or during that first caution. Seemed like he had kind of run the tires a little hard and dropped some spots, but able to bring this thing home in a top 10 position, I think is going to be head and shoulders above effort for him as they try to compete in the points here. And Charlotte, one of these races at this track, it's you can end up on the right side of the points or the wrong side in a real hurry. So it's a good night so far for Stoner here as they continue to battle here. Laura Wiseman getting a little loose.
A couple cars trying to go at it right now. We've got Wiseman, and then that's Danforth and Rapp, just a couple spots behind back there. All these cars pit basically on the same lap. So this is 4th position right now, 12th through 14th. Man, I wonder if Chris Smith is going to make it on fuel. He was 1.5 seconds slower than Braxton Deweese last time around. Ran almost in the 32s. He is so far off pace trying to nurse this thing to the end, and that has actually allowed Braxton Deweese to really close up the gap I don't know if he's going to have enough time to steal fourth, but I mean, he's trying. Chris Smith, oh my God, 32.3. That car is coming close to running out of gas here. Aaron Smith is going to take the white flag at Charlotte. Race is official. He's got one to go.
Yeah, and this is a win well-deserved tonight for Aaron Smith. It was dominating from the very, very beginning. That first jump on the restart after the caution. Over a 9.5 second lead here, just almost at 10 seconds. Unbelievable performance from Aaron Smith.
Yeah, he's done it all tonight in dominating fashion. 10-second win at Charlotte for Aaron Smith. He gets his second of the season.
Second win of the season for Aaron Smith. It's got to be all smiles for him. We know he's competitive, but tonight's win is a real statement piece. Patrick Colby going to bring it in, though, in P2. That's a great run for him in that 87 machine. Justin Wilson in third in the 58. Chris Smith able to stave off Braxton DeWeese and hold on to all the fuel he had left in the tank. Wouldn't be surprised if that one was running on fumes. He'll finish fourth. Braxton DeWeese, who had some unique strategy, but ends up being able to salvage a night here where it's better than salvageable. It's a P5, a top 5 finish for that 8 car.
Yeah, I think just judging by the what's going on the 28, I think that car has completely run out of gas just past the start-finish line. So he did a great job to wheel that thing home to P4, as Aaron Smith will get to do some burnouts here on the start-finish line.
Yeah, Aaron Smith with plenty of tire and plenty of fuel to celebrate this one. He's getting good at this. He's getting a lot of practice doing these burnouts here.
Second win of the season for him. I think we might have had a couple cars run out of fuel there. Patrick Colby was running it pretty close as well. Aaron Smith will ultimately get to burn it down. Take a quick commercial break, and then we'll hear interviews from him and your top 3 finishers. Stay tuned.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I've been on the way up cause I know I'm popping. Hits, no misses. Clean up like the dishes. Ain't no point telling me to stop cause I won't listen. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give him hell cause I don't know better. I'm a born winner. I'm going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to make me ever give up. Let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm getting close. I can taste it. I'm going up like a spaceship. I'm shaking the ground. I'm making it loud. I go to work when nobody's around. It's time to get it. It's time to go. It's time to shine. It's my time to blow.
Hey partner, I'm Barry, your pocket crew chief, the very first AI-powered mechanic for sim racing. Got a car that's a little loose or tight? Just tell me how it's handling, and I'll whip up instant setup recommendations just for you. Want me to get even more precise? Snap a picture of your setup, and I'll fine-tune it to perfection. And hey, I'm not just about giving orders. I'll explain why every adjustment matters, so you can really understand your ride. I'll even teach you the science behind the setup. Ever wonder why the track bar is so important? I've got the answer. With Pocket Crew Chief, I'll make you smarter, faster, and race ready. So what are we waiting for? Let's build to win.
We are back here from the Queen City 165, and we're going to take a quick look at our finishing results here before we pull in our race winners on tonight. Aaron Smith got it done in the end over Patrick Colby and Justin Wilson on your podium. Chris Smith, Braxton DeWeese, Devin Jack, 4 through 6. Peter Stewart goes 24-7. Matt Kuntz 25-8. I think Matt Kuntz ran out of gas on the last lap and lost about 2 spots there. Samuel Stoner 9th, Nick Dicer 10th.
And it's Jay Heishman coming in 11th place. It's Laura Wiseman coming home with a 12th place position. 13th goes to James Danforth. 14th to Johnny Rapp. Rounding out the top 15, it's Jay Leach. Sean Johnson finished 16th with Robert Brobst in 17th. Paul Thomas in 18th with Steve Vest battling back throughout the night here, getting caught in that early incident with a 19th place finish, along with Derek Fike as well, rounding out the top 20.
And finishing back from there in 21st, Brian Brobst, Benson Weaver, Scotty Sobzak, Jacob Phillips, Zachary Mitchell, all done for the night early. We're going to pull into your booth your race winner tonight, the 70 car of Aaron Smith. Aaron, how you doing? Aaron Smith, you got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I've got you. Sorry, it took a minute for me to load in here.
You're all good. You're all good. How you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good tonight. Car felt good.
Second win of the season, and it continues to pull away here in the points. How's it feel?
That feels great. These setups have been really fun. The car tonight felt pretty neutral, but with the fuel saving being a factor, it certainly made things interesting. I didn't really have to drive the car all that hard, but with the way the aero was affecting the cars there in traffic, I was very fortunate to have started on the pole and been able to run away with it, so I'm glad it all worked out for me tonight.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on the pit strategy tonight, and how much fuel did you ultimately have left at the end of it?
Yeah, I still had a lap and a half to use for the burnout there at the end, but I had a feeling it would be like a one-stop race. I knew that the extra pace lap we had at the beginning was going to pose a problem, but we had that caution immediately after the start, and that gave us that extra push, and that's what I used. Pit at lap 57, I believe, and that was all she wrote.
All right, anyone you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks at the Slingshot Racing League for putting this on, y'all for broadcasting, and all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it at Indianapolis next week.
All right, congrats on the win tonight, Aaron Smith.
Thank you.
We're now going to throw it over to Sal, who is going to be standing by with our second place finisher tonight, the 87 of Patrick Colby.
Patrick Colby, congratulations. P2 finish here for you tonight. How's it feel?
Thanks, guys. Feels good. You know, it's hard to always beat that guy in the yellow car, so I'm happy with my second place tonight.
Yeah, we saw you make a heck of a run up back through the field there, utilizing some really what we saw as a smart tire strategy and pit strategy. What was kind of the way you approached it coming into this one? Did you know you were going to kind of take it the way you did, or was it more of adapting to those around you and finding ways to improve?
Well, me and Aaron and Scotty all kind of talked about it before the race. We knew that if we got like one quick yellow, that we could easily just make this a one-stop race. So that was kind of our goal. We just kind of keep letting off early, saving tires, saving gas, and knowing that people weren't going to get back to us if they had to pit twice.
Yeah, we talked to Aaron Smith, had a lap and a half of fuel left. Did you have enough there? Did you feel like you were comfortable at the end?
Oh yeah, I was half lap to the good, so I wasn't trying to clutch or anything like that, I think he did for a little bit, and he was able to grab that extra lap, but I was pretty good from the get-go, so I was comfortable running the pace I was.
Awesome. It'll be a big points day here for you as well with this finish. I mean, how does that have you set up here as we head into Indianapolis next week?
I'm excited. I know we were 7th, I think like 20-something points out from the lead, and obviously Aaron grew that, but I think I made up a lot of ground on the guys in front of me, so always happy to have a really, really good points day.
Awesome. Anybody you want to thank that's part of that good points day here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway?
Yeah, absolutely. My wife hanging out behind me. I know she had the broadcast up for a little bit. I don't know if she's still watching it or sleeping back there, but I appreciate her, supporting me in this shenanigans I do.
Well, it's always a good time when it's a family affair and you can get everything pointed in the right direction. Second place finish isn't the worst way to finish the night off either. So congratulations. Congratulations, Patrick. We're excited to see you back here at Indianapolis next week. Another good run.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm going to pull into the booth now our third place finisher on the night. That is the 58 car of Justin Wilson. Justin, how you doing?
I'm here.
The third place tonight, how'd you get it done?
Just sheer luck. I mean, we didn't have the speed at all. I was slow, couldn't qualify, started way in the back. I just accepted fate and realized about 3/4 of that way to that run, I said, I think I've saved more fuel than pretty much everybody. And I said, I'll run it all the way out. I think we can make it. And well, we did, and it paid off. So, I mean, that was it. It was not from speed tonight.
Yeah, what was your decision behind the pit strategy to kind of take that one-stop strategy and save fuel?
Well, because I knew, the two-stop strategy crossed my mind to try to do something different because, I had no shot for anybody. It's just, I was pretty much top, maybe right at the 10th place kind of car. But I knew that when I started seeing people starting to do that strategy, I said, nah, we got to change it up. I got to run this thing all the way out. And it's kind of how we decided.
How much fuel did you have left at the end?
I had a lap of fuel left. I had a whole lap. I pitted a lap after Aaron did.
What was your strategy behind the aero changes with this car? How did you kind of handle that?
To be fair, I didn't really notice. I was not near anybody, so I was kind of running by myself.
All right. Anyone you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, thank you guys for putting the show on, man. Thank Aaron for winning all the time and probably going to continue to win all the time. So let's try and get better each weekend and week out. And thank Johnny and Ryan for bringing out the yellow, which allowed me to make it on fuel in one stop. So, but no kidding, all aside, man. Good run.
All right, congrats on third place tonight, Justin Wilson. That'll be the end of our coverage here tonight in the Slingshot Racing League of the Stand Up Fight Invitational Series, Queen City 165, here tonight at Charlotte. For Sal and Kobe up in the booth with me and everybody at both Slingshot Racing Media and at the Slingshot Racing League, thank you so much for watching and have a great night.
Have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans. Thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listen at home.
If you push, I'm defiant.
Everybody enjoy
Just
the race.
try it. It is bound to get violent when you walk this way.
Do it. All four tires face the same direction at the end of this thing. Ready? Green, 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 green. Good, baby. Put the pressure on that little. You know what? You get it. Crash behind you. Just past halfway, bud. Just past halfway. A lot of racing to go. Take care of your stuff. That car up there is your next spot. Hit him. Yeah, man, let him come to you. Don't push him. White flag, nice and smooth. Checker flag.